welcome my show. Be carrying on building the enterprise. I've got a couple of guests with us again. So I've got Horlix.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Danno's show. Doing some more enterprise. Looking forward to it. And let's get some more electronics done, I guess.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a little bit tonight. So.
And then the next guest is Modz.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Danno's Enterprise build. Should be a nice one tonight, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
And finally, I've got my dad, Geordie Dave.
Evening, everybody. Camera difficulties. Hang on, I'll just get my camera sorted out. Hello, everyone. Geordie Dave here, the new look.
Yeah.
I've had the beard taken off and I've had the old haircut.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
I'm waiting now for a comment to come in from Gillian saying, "Oh my God, what have you done?"
Actually, probably prefer it. She hated the beard.
Okay, do you want me to go through the chat?
Yeah, I've got quite a few coming through.
Okay, so we've got, first of all, we've got D. Harris saying, "Evening, young Danno."
Evening, Dave.
Hey, Dave.
And then we've got Mary Oglesby. Evening, everybody. Evening, Mary.
Evening, Mario.
And then we've got Gillian Milne saying, "Evening, everyone in chat. Good evening to the host." Good evening, Gillian.
Hi, Gillian.
Evening, man.
And then we've got D. Harris saying, "At Gillian Mean, at Mary Oglesby." Good evening, both. And then we've got Jay's channel saying, "Good evening, all. Hope everyone is okay and well. Good luck with your build, Danno." Evening, Jay.
Evening, Jay.
Evening, Jay.
And then we've got Gillian saying, "Good evening to D. Harris." And then we've got D. Harris saying, "At Jay's channel, good evening." And we've got Yorkshire Crafter. Good evening, everyone. Hi, love.
Enjoy.
Hi, Julie. Hi, Dave Mac.
And then we've got D. Harris saying, "Good evening at Yorkshire Crafter." And then we've got DS Models and Vintage saying, "Hi, Danno, and everyone in chat. Good luck with your build, mate." So, evening, Dave.
Hi, Dave.
Dave.
And then we've got Dave Matt Bill saying, "Good evening, everyone in chat. Have a great build tonight, Danno, and a great show." Evening, Dave Mac.
Good man.
And then we've got D. Harris saying, "At DS Models and Vintage. Good evening, Sir Dave." And then we've got D. Harris saying, "Good evening at Dave Matt Builds." And we've got Dave Matt Builds saying, "Evening at D. Harris." And we've got Yorkshire Crafter, "Evening at D. Harris." And then we've got Todd is in saying, "Hello, hello." Hi, Todd.
Hey, Todd.
Hello.
And then we've got Warren James. "Hi, all. Good luck tonight, Danno." Hi, Warren.
Hi, Warren.
And then we've got Todd saying, "Evening, all." And then we've got Dave Matt Build saying, "Evening, Todd." And then we've got Todd is, "Where your hair gone?" You know, he had a fight with a strimmer.
Yeah, doing down the allotment.
D. Harry says, "Evening, Alex, Mark, and Dave." Evening, D.
Evening, Dave.
And then we've got Dave Matt Build saying, "Evening at Horlix, at Mark's Modz, at Geordie Dave." Evening, Dave Mac.
Hey, Dave Mac again.
And then we've got Gillian Mean. "Dave, your hair looks cool."
What hair? There is no hair.
Happy I've got the beard now.
Is it the moustache hair you're talking about?
That's the only hair that there is.
Then we've got DS Models Vintage. "Oh my God, Dave, LOL. You look so different, LOL." And then we've got D saying, "Evening to Todd." And then we've got Dave Matt Build saying, "Great haircut, Dave." And then we've got D. Harris saying, "What hair?"
Yeah. Hey, what hair? No,
chat.
Awesome.
I just swing my camera around and we'll get sorted.
Not literally at home. We need it for tonight.
Don't worry. If we need extra light tonight, we can just use the Geordie Dave with the moon bouncing on the head.
Yeah.
You know, I'm only joking.
Right, let me share my
That's
screen.
why you see I've got any hair. There's hair there.
Let's get you solo layout, Danno. There we go.
Okay, we've got 2 lots of instructions tonight. So we've got the build ones here, and then we've got I've got Todd's up here as well, just to compare and so yeah, awesome. So today
32.
we're doing 32 stage 32 parts. So you should have part 32A, which is the deck panel U107. Lovely, jubbly. 32B, which is the reflector panel U107A.
Was that the flat one or the one with the curve on it?
That one is the flat one.
So that one there.
Yes. Then you've got 32C, which are deck panel lights.
As you can see. Oh, that's the lights.
Yeah, those are LEDs. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we've got the 32D, 32E, and 32F for the escape pod covers, the clear windows, and the dark windows.
Yeah. Always put them in before stream.
Awesome. Which then leaves the part 32G, which is the left neck front reflector, which is the one with the pretty pattern in it, little curve. And then you've got DM screws and CP screws.
And they're on at the side of his dimensions.
Okay. So stage 32 assembly. We're going to link the left neck panel to the larger battle section neck build and assemble another section of the upper saucer paneling. And then we've got the positions there. So the saucer, so we've got that bit there, which is highlighted in red on Todd's manual, which is so much clearer, isn't it?
Yes.
Really work. Amount of time it has to take to do all this. So, step A is to put all the escape pod covers in, etc., which you've already done. So the next part is to place the reflector panel U107A1 32B over the deck panel, slot in the deck panel lights 32C into the recesses on either side of the reflector.
And that goes like that. Yep.
Okay.
Right.
And then the red and blue cable goes in from the side.
Yeah. Yeah. That's down comes down this way and around there.
Lovely. They look nice snug fit.
Yep.
And then finally, secure that into place with 3 DM screws.
Just a bit more chat that's coming while Danno's screwing them down. So we've got Todd saying, I'm so excited. U.S.S has been sending enterprise boxes like crazy. Just got notification for 71 to 74 in the US. Wow.
Well, I have just received yesterday the stand that it goes on. And I had a little look at it. Not really impressed with it.
Then Todd says the build goes fast. The editing of the photos and writing the pages takes 8 times longer.
I can imagine.
Yeah. And then we've got Warren James saying, at Geordie Dave, hi Dad, have you had a fight with a lawnmower?
Yeah.
Yeah, I told you, we're going down the long mint. Got the strimmer out on it.
And then Todd says, oh God, the stand is garbage.
Yeah, that's the first. I mean, the first thing I said, Warren, was, "Oh, did you ever fight with the lawnmower?" Because I knew he was down the allotment.
Honestly, yes, I don't have a lawnmower down at the allotment. I've got a strimmer.
So, going back to the instructions here, if we look at Todd's page, he's added some electrical tape over some of the pod covers to reduce some of the light bleed and stuff. So that's that's a good tip if that's what you wanted to do. But yeah, you have something that looks like that, which you do. So it's just a lot clearer, and it's just more simple. It's not complicated, is it?
It gets straight to the point.
Yeah.
It's like that cover goes there, screw those in. There's none of this wind thingy away to actually tell you what you need to do.
Yeah. Okay, so next stage, step B, is to retrieve the neck panel assembly from stage 31 and then position the left neck front reflector 32G as shown.
Right. That needs to be that way.
That's correct. So next, take your battle section neck build with its 2 pairs of unassigned left neck panel lights,
which are tied up at the moment.
Yeah.
Untape them.
So you want, you want the one with the yellow and black cable and the blue and red cable.
Right. That's this one here. But do I need to kind of come back through here where this cable?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, maybe just to neaten things up.
Yeah. That can go
Lovely. Perfect. Okay, so take one of the bulbs with the yellow and black cable and plug it into the wider end of the reflector panel.
So set that in first. And this is confusing. If you look at the
go down and look at Todd's Horlix.
I'm looking at my instructions. Yeah, next.
That's right.
What confuses me is if you look at the EGMOS instructions, it goes, the yellow wire goes at the bottom.
Yes, I see what you mean.
At the next one, the yellow wire is at the top.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to matter which way they go in because they're both. I think they've both got the same plug on. So Todd has done yellow and black at the top initially. I think probably this step's probably wrong, but I don't think it's going to make any difference because they would have been connected together on the same loom.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Just go a bit further down on Todd's instructions, Horlix, where he's doing that wire. Got a massive arrow where it's coming out the frame.
Right.
Oh, hang on.
Can you zoom in on that?
Oh, I see. Right. Okay. Yeah. I get it. Yeah, it's fine. So the yellow and black wire. Yeah, I get it now.
Sorry to confuse you.
Yeah, no.
I said he rerouted the other wires. You will see it.
Yeah, I've seen that. What it is if you look at these instructions, you've got the 2 wires come out of the bottom hole and it wants the yellow and black in there. And if you look here, it wants the yellow and black from the wires we routed through the top part. So that'll be on the other loom that you've got up the top there.
So this will be this one here.
Yeah, so you'll want the yellow and black off that one for the bottom and the yellow and black on the desk for the top one. Okay? So leave that one for the minute, Danno.
Right.
Take that yellow and black one, yeah, and then put that at the top.
Up here?
Up, yeah, the top one. No, sorry, the other, yeah, from the is it the bottom? The other, the other ends.
Right, so my bottom or your foot from here?
Yes, yeah, in there. Bit of confusion there. Sorry about that. But all right.
There we go, that in place there. And then I need to get the other yellow wire.
Not yet. Sorry. So once that's fitted, partially secure the panel with one CP screw, as shown. So I'll just bring up the instructions again for you, and that is going to be up there in the top right corner as you're looking at it. That's it. Partially.
Let me catch up this chat because it might help. Todd says, besides the cheap tripod and paper cover, who wants their 2K model waving about 2 feet off the table? D. Harris says, a wall mount bracket would be better for this model. Well, I do believe Ian Campbell is in the process of sorting out a wall mount for
it's actually model. It's a thing. I believe it's actually available now.
Right. Todd says, I'm thinking about having a custom base made out of CNCD metal in the shape of a communicator pin, perhaps.
Oh, cool.
That'd be nice. And then Todd says, I rerouted the other lights wires. You will see it.
Yeah, I can see that.
Says the side panel will fit better if the wires near the bottom of the neck come out of the skeleton near where they mount to the side panel. That's why I put them out of a different spot in the skeleton.
Yeah, with the tripod, I've got a table light that's stronger than that. That stand that's for the for this enterprise. I wouldn't trust it.
No.
So I'm going to get Ian's one because I think it will look even better on the wall anyways.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, Todd has done it a slightly different way, so I'll explain what he's done. So, next, you need to take the other unassigned bulb with the yellow and black cable.
This one here.
Which is that one, yeah. Now, you've separated that from the other cable, haven't you? So,
yeah.
What you need to do is, can you just tip that up, that section, that big one? Can you just carefully just lift the front up a bit? Yeah, that's fine. So push that yellow. Oh no, does it come out? That's because it's partially fitted, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, before he puts that in, why do you not route that cable first?
Yeah. So push that yellow and black cable back through that middle hole and then out to the hole on the right at the top.
Right, so let's get you further in. Does that look, can you see better now?
Yeah.
Right, so this cable here comes out of here. You want to push it back in.
Push that yellow and black one back in there.
And then come out of this hole above the battery box. Is that what we're saying?
Next
one. This one here.
Yes, yeah.
So, yeah, above the battery box, but
yeah,
the very front one.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can.
D. Harris says, is that the same type of bracket like for the X-Wing? Yes, D. Very similar. And Todd says, get a 15mm by 15mm square rod and make your own better stand.
Yes. What I want to do when I get the wall mounted bracket is get a tin plate for the behind that looks like space. But I'm working out where to get one from. I haven't seen one on Amazon yet. Come on.
Todd says, I think those wall stands are just modified TV wall mounts.
Yeah.
Are you getting that wire from the other side?
How do you mean? From this side.
Right.
And what bring it through it? Not really, because there's too many wires in the way.
Is that where it's going through to the other side?
No, it's coming through this side. It's got to come kind of through and over this battery box. But I can't get it through the battery box. Come on.
And D's just agreeing to Todd, saying they are, Todd. And then Todd saying, remove the battle section bottom plate will make your life easier, and it needs to come off anyway to mount the sides.
Yeah.
I remember having struggle getting them on, didn't you?
Yeah, and obviously to tell you later on to take it off like you says.
Yeah, that's typical part was, I tell you to put things on and take them off.
Yep.
I've done that with a Dodge to tell you to put the front wheels on, and then they tell you to take them off.
Same with the Ringmaster. We had to put all the suspension on and then take the suspension back off again.
Then they tell you to put them back on again, and then right near the end, because I've watched the way I spilled it near the end, you got to take them bloody off again. So that will be, and just like the Rootmaster, they're held on with one screw. So that would be 3 times you're taking them wheels off.
Mm.
So,
right, so I'm a bit more free now. So this wire comes back through. And then it comes over here, yeah? And then down out of here.
Yeah, that's right.
Todd said, no, I've done that one, sorry. He said, he's actually said he can join by voice if you want.
Yeah?
Why just voice? Todd D says, and Todd says, because I ain't showered today yet, lol. And he also says, I'm not camera ready. And D Harris says, same with Mark and the Ecto. To get the body on the head, take the parts off, yeah.
That's up to you.
Right. Yeah, send him the link.
Horlix, can you send him the link?
Yes. 1 sec. Right, so hang on, just while I'm doing that, let me just get you going with the next bit. So put that first black and yellow LED back in.
It was the bottom one.
Yeah, that goes in there. And then the other one goes in the other end of that. And then once they're both in, fix that plate in with another 2 CP screws, and then you can tighten them all up.
Then I'm going to undo this screw. Get that link back up. That looks about right.
I'm going to get a cup of tea. Popping off thirsty as hell.
Okay.
Right, that's in there.
And the link.
And then this comes across the back on the wrong colour.
I'll add in.
Right.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Evening.
All right.
Right, put you back on solo, Danno. There we go.
Last screw to go in now.
Awesome.
You're doing well, Danno. Certainly the testing model.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that looks about right.
Yeah, that looks good to me. Yeah, that looks good to me.
Do you think that looks all right, Todd?
Yep.
Right.
Okay, so
So I'll just leave this bit off for now.
Yep.
yeah, my words, yeah. Okay, so we are now on to stage 32 assembly. So we need to do another parts check.
Let's put that to one side.
Sorry, was it 30?
33.
Okay, so here we go. Part 33A, which is your deck panel U302.
And this one, as you can see, it's got a little bit of a cut out here.
Yeah, that's correct. And then we've got 33B, which is the reflector panel U302A. You've got 33C, which are panel lights, 1.
There we go.
Yeah, awesome. And then 33D, E and F are your escape pod covers, clear windows and dark windows, which you've done. And then 33G is left neck rear lights, which is the clear part that's on your table there. Yeah, those are those ones. And then you should have some BP screws.
Yep.
Awesome. So that's your parts done. So let's go to assembly. Mm-hmm.
2 secs.
Okay. So the distinctive shape of the deck panel in this stage marks it out as part of the source's starboard impulse engine housing. So step A is to fit all of the windows and etc., which we've already done, as you know. So take the deck panel lights, 33C, and slot the bulb at the end of the yellow and black cable into the reflector panel U302A as shown.
Oh, you done that, Nick, are you?
Yeah.
I've written a cup of tea. How, Todd?
How you doing?
upside down, isn't it? Or this way.
That reflector goes the other way.
You mean like...
There you go. Oh, you almost had it. there you go.
I'm trying to fit it down here as well.
Yeah. Okay. When you're happy with that, that goes together with 3 BP screws.
I think there's far too much wiring into this model.
I mustn't be lined up properly.
You know, it was interesting when I cleared all the reflectors to paint them white, you know, because I changed out my lighting. You realize that you don't have to screw these reflectors down hard at all. And I actually over torqued a whole bunch of them, and it actually cracks the plastic. You just can't see it until you take the silver paint off. They're really all that's doing is just keeping the windows from falling out, right? So it's not structural in any way.
And trying to hold the bulb in.
Yeah, they just hold the LEDs and the windows in, and you just don't. They just have to be snug. They don't have to be super tight.
I found when we're doing the earlier stages, the wires on the LEDs will keep getting in the way of the structure.
Yeah, I document all that on mine. Is I bent a lot of LEDs out of the way and in different shapes. The wiring, routed them differently than the book, just to make them fit better.
This middle one does not seem to grip anything.
It's not
okay. It's not too far forward or anything, is it?
Yeah, well, there we go. That's better. It was a little bit forward a bit, but there we go. So now this light come out. Oh no, we didn't. We don't need that light in.
So that just shows all the instructions. So we've ended up with that. Okay, so the next step is to test the lights. You already on it by plugging them in.
There we go. Do you want me to turn the light off?
That's up to you. We can see it. I can see it. Yeah, that's fine. So they work. Awesome. So.
And now that goes to one side.
Okay. And then that's what you're left with. Awesome. So now we are on to stage 34. So let me just sort my screens out. We'll have to go through a parts check.
We'll have to go through.
Okay, so quite a few parts in this one. You've got 34A, which is the deck panel U303.
As you can see, I haven't put the lights or the pods in on this one just because we're not using it just yet, and I haven't had time to do that. So I just left it and we're going to do it later on.
Okay, that's fair enough. 34B then is the reflector panel U303A.
Right, then we've got two, so I think that's that one there.
Yeah, that's correct. Okay, 34C, which is the skate pod cover. There's 5 of them. Yeah, there we go. So 34D is clear windows times 20. Yeah. 34E is dark windows. There's 10. And then 34F, left neck rear reflector.
Just that there.
Which is that. And then you've got 34G, which is 3 sets of panel lights.
Yep.
Lovely. And then you should have screws, BM, BP, and CP. Awesome. So, oh, I lost my mouse. Where is it? Right, here we go. So, stage 34. So again, you're going to do the fitting all the pods and scope covers and the windows and all that in afterwards, aren't you? So
yeah.
Next step is to right, that's fitting the LED, but obviously you won't be able to do that yet either, will you?
No.
So we'll miss that part. So retrieve your battle section neck assembly and the left neck rear windows 33G from your stage 34 parts, and yeah, that's it. Retrieve your battle section neck assembly and the left rear windows 33G from your stage 33 parts.
Gillian's about to go. I'm just going to say I'll give you a ring about 10 o'clock, Gillian, before you can.
I need that.
That's it. And then that fits into
like that.
Carefully position the left neck rear windows on the left neck panel 30F as shown. So yeah, perfect. And next thing, take the left neck rear reflector 34F and then place it over the rear windows. And then it says slot the 2 bulbs from the unassigned left neck panel lights 29i into either side of the reflector and secure with 3 CP screws. So have you rerouted them as well, Todd? Or have you left them as they were? Looks like they're left as they are.
So the bottom ones can come out the same hole because there's plenty of room inside the Cobra head, so you can just detach that one. The upper one, did I move it through a different hole? I don't think I needed to.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
let's bring that way a bit so you can see. This one here, which is the bottom one.
Yeah.
Does this go here or at the top?
First one.
First one.
Right. We put that in first. And then we'll put a screw in.
Yeah, you could do just partially at the top just to keep that roughly in place.
Crafty Chris says, good evening, everyone. Hope your build goes well tonight. Good evening, Christine.
Hi, Chris.
And then this is Gillian Milne saying, good show and big thumbs up. Catch up with the rest of the show later as I'm busy.
Now, and that's good. Under here. Come on, that way a bit. No. And that looks about right.
Lovely. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the final bit, which is to thread the 2 sets of panel lights 34G. So you want 2 lots of those LEDs.
So don't need to put this up or anything like that?
No, it looks like that just stays loose for the moment.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So you want 2 sets of them.
Doesn't matter what ones it is.
No, I don't think
They're both the same.
Yeah, all the same. So I'll bring this up on. You've got it quite. I'll put it quite big there. You've got Todd's there as well. Oh,
Right, now this looks more fun than the other one because obviously you've got the cover on here as well.
so you want one. So you want to take the plug end.
Yep.
Let's do one at a time. So top row of holes on the sides. You don't want the first one.
This one here.
Yeah, you don't want that one. You want the next one.
This one here.
Can you tilt that very carefully?
This one here.
That's it. Yeah, in there. And then down through the front to the circuit board. Yeah, you probably even need the tweezers.
Put them down.
You got to plug that into the circuit board, dear.
Yep.
Yes.
Just happened 2 minutes ago, isn't it? One crazy. Oh, there you go. Down, down, down. Come on. And you want to come out at this front bit here,
Yeah, that's correct.
where all these other wires are. Yes. What? Have I done something wrong?
No, I'll just win holy bloody
Is this the way you're going?
wired on this.
I'd love it. I really would love it. Awesome.
Like,
So now that can go in the circuit boards.
it's like wiring a bloody hoose up this. Actually, wiring the hoose up's bloody easier. I can hear a dog barking.
Yeah. I can hear a doorbell. I hear a doorbell. Awkward.
Oh,
Got it in.
Yay, cool.
right, now we're going to do the same again with the next wire.
Yes, so next one. You want the plug end. And then you want it bottom, the very bottom.
This one here.
That's the one, yeah, in there and out the front where you just put the other one.
That one's easier.
Yeah, yes.
Wow. There's, you know, pro now.
It's just a little bit awkward to get. Obviously, I've got it in now, but it was just a little bit awkward to. Both the last two are awkward to get in because obviously this is in the way. But I managed.
Okay, so right, we need to have a look at this because there's some plug that needs to be free. So can we have a look at you? Can you bring that up to the camera, the circuit board on that?
Is that better? Focus.
Right, so you know the first plug that you plugged in?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter on these. Any plug in any hole.
Oh, is it?
Yep. The only one that matters is the battery plug because that has the two wires that go back to the blinking neck lights. So all the rest of them just plug it in any socket, whatever fits.
Oh, that's fine. I was got worried because on your thing it says caution. It's important, and you removed this plug or something.
Oh no, I accidentally left an opening underneath that ventral panel, and I had to move things around. I'm like, don't plug it in there. That's where I was saying, I think I said you have to leave one more plug.
Right.
I'm trying to remember. It's been a while since I built it. I think I plugged it in there, but I think I said something. You need an extra plug for another light. Is that what I said there?
Be sure to leave this socket open, marked with the X, and connect these two plugs in the sockets closer to the center of the PCB. This open socket will be needed for the right ventral neck panel lights coming out soon.
Ah, gotcha. You just want to have an exposed plug because we need one more plug to hook up. So.
Right. So yeah, I mean, it's up to you, Danno, what you do. I mean, I'm guessing you should have another empty plug on there somewhere.
You might have done the same thing I did, and your empty plug is actually under the panel you have installed, under the ventral panel, and that's where you needed to have something else plugged in.
Yeah,
you did the same thing.
I was just going to say, so if you look at your circuit board, the first plug you plugged in.
Yeah.
Can you bring it forward a bit so we can see in the camera? Yeah, you see you got the plug on the edge, yeah. 1, 2, next one in, 3, next one in. Have you got another plug next to that one?
Yeah, look underneath the panel. Like, poke your head down in there, and I bet you have a panel that's open that's underneath that panel you mounted.
Probably have.
Yeah.
You probably have.
Yeah.
So I would suggest then
you're gonna have to pop that panel off.
Yeah,
Yep.
So that second plug that you've got in from the outside.
I've got to get across and solder that, what you call it, before next week. So I'll pop that panel off and help them look at that.
Yeah. So can you see on Todd's picture here? You've got the plug on the end, and then he's left that one free.
Yeah, you just want to have one 4-pin plug exposed on this side of the neck. So when you do the ventral panel, you'll have something you can plug the lights in.
Okay. Right, so that being done then is to loosen the 5 screws. Once you've done that, loosen the 5 screws in the battle section floor. Lift the left neck panel into position. Oh, mind you, can you do this if you've got
Nope, you got to take the ventral off.
Right.
So
it doesn't take very long. It's only 5 screws, but you can do that real quick if you wanted to. Just remember the 2 at the back are AP screws.
Yeah.
And the 3 at the front are CM screws.
Okay, let's do that.
So keep them separate.
these are the front ones coming out first.
Yeah.
And put them screws separate from the back ones. Remember that there front.
Just working out what I've got to put them in. Right. got a draw.
Just a little bit of chat. D. Harris just says, at Crafty Chris, good evening.
Right, now, so these two here, well, what ones?
So the front 3 are CMs.
Right, so
keep them separate because they go into metal, and the 2 at the back are AP for plastic.
Yeah. Right, so they go over there. That's done. See, it would be easier if they left these off, give us all the wires that needed to go in there, other than that one that we get later on, and then we would have known.
Yeah. Well, see, I did pick up on it on the last issue, didn't I? I said, "Oh God, you're not covering up any plugs,
Yeah.
are you?" So,
Well, hang on.
right. So,
right, yeah, I can see it now.
So just
So
take
maybe-
one of the other plugs and plug it in that one, just so you have an open one on the far side. That's all you need to do.
So should I just
I did the same exact thing. I'm like, oh, my open plug is under the cover. It's under the panel. Damn it. You know. So
should I just
you can take any of those 4-pin plugs and plug it in that old socket. As long as you just want to end up with, on the right side, you want to have one open plug.
And should I just have the front one as an open plug, so it's easier to get to?
Yeah.
second one in.
Second one.
All right.
Just do that, just so it matches up with the pictures.
Come on. That's not working. I don't want to obviously break it. With a tip.
We're not there to get out, aren't they?
That's the tip of getting there, out. Don't pull the wires. Try and get your thumbs under the.
All right. There we go. And there we go. On there.
Yeah, now you've got to stock it there. Yeah, that's cool. So now you can put that back on.
Real quick, you are going to want those wires to lay as flat as possible, because when you put those ventral panels back on, there's not a lot of room there, and if there's wires pushing up on it, it's gonna make a gap at the front of the cobra head, and light's gonna leak out. So you want all the wire not the side wires, the wires at the PCB. Sorry about that. You wanted those to be laying route them around if you need to. There's plenty of slack. Route around the edges, route around the front. You want them to just kind of be as low as you can.
Let's do that. Right, this one here I think needs to be.
Like I was tucking them between the sockets. I was everything I could to get them as low as possible.
Got you.
I think, and even in the instructions, they talk about tucking wires under the skeleton and all sorts of stuff, but it's really just you want them as low profile as possible.
Does that look better?
Yes. Now you can put that panel back on. You should be okay. Just make sure you capture that navigation light at the corner.
Yep.
Horlix, you need to get this model. You'll have wire it.
Yeah. I'm not sure though, because I want to mod it. I'll do it all and then I'll think, oh.
Yeah, you can mod it before you start because Todd's modded his.
Yeah, just imagine building this neck with none of that wiring. I still have a decent amount of wire in mine because I wired the torpedo light. I added a front beacon light. I had to wire the docking lights, those rear formation lights separately. I had to put an LED strip in. There's still a decent amount of wire, but not enough to like push panels out of the way, which is the problem a lot of people run into.
I saw somebody, I don't think it was on Facebook, that modded the phaser array on the saucer section, top and bottom, and they did
not on this model. They didn't.
Yeah, they did it with lights.
Well, there's a I can't remember his name. It's like Captain Space Doc or something like that. It's on YouTube. Who built the Erdl model, the clear Erdl model? Because that one comes clear, and he put addressable RGB strips underneath it, and he actually cast resin phaser strips in clear. And so he rebuilt the phaser strip in clear resin, and then it looks really good. His phaser effect looks amazing, but he also had a clear model that was plastic. This one, I actually looked at addressable RGB strips and saw maybe we can kind of do the same thing, but because the phaser strips sit down in a metal channel, you have to get first of all a very narrow RGB. Then I would have to probably create a custom phaser strip. It just wasn't worth it.
I'm busy watching a guy on YouTube. He's got the plastic kit model of it, and he's actually drilling holes in it and putting lights through it. It looks great. Like the way he's doing it. And he said it's his first one that he's actually doing this kind of mod to it, and he's obviously painting it all himself.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can find that guy. Let's see if I can find that video.
Okay. So now we can carry on. So done that.
You put that on next, eh?
Yeah, that's the next stage.
Lift the neck panel into position as shown, taking care not to trap any of the cables between the panel and the skeleton. The tab on the narrower end of the panel should slot beneath the left ventral neck assembly. See below. So I'll zoom that right in. You can just see there's like a little tab that's got to go under there.
You're not on screen.
Oh, sorry. I am sorry. I thought you were. There you go. Okay. So
Yeah.
So you got to make sure all them lights are.
Oh. One of the bulbs fell out.
and then I guess tuck all the wiring inside the frame as you lift it up to make sure there's nothing.
Yeah, we've got to get this light back into place.
All that moved about caused the bulb to fall out.
Yep. And now I've got to kind of get my finger under there, push this.
Take your time.
Let's come there. Go. Wait, that needs to come back a bit.
So what I try and do is
Oh yes. In. Yeah, we're in. Just need to move this wire here slightly.
So I did you bend your top LEDs?
Yeah.
You want to kind of have them at 90 degrees away from the panel, so they're perpendicular to the panel. The top one, there you go. That'll make it easier to tuck them under the skeleton. And the trick with this side panel, tricks I should say, obviously the big reflector tab goes in first, and then make sure that tiny little tab at the front sits underneath the ventral.
Right. Oh, I'm not too busy hooking over things. Come on, go home. Come home.
You got the little tab at the front.
Oh,
Yep. Push that down underneath the ventral. That'll seal it. And now, once you get that, take the entire panel and push it down on the neck so you can get that front post to sit down on the skeleton. That's basically what kind of holds it all there. You got to squeeze it pretty hard. I had to push mine. You got to push it down, and then you want to pop that plastic post over the skeleton post.
this one here.
No. At the right there where your right hand is, that front post on the base of the neck you're doing of the side panel, that front post right at your right finger, you want that to sit down on that skeleton post. So you kind of have to squeeze it around a little bit until it snaps down onto the skeleton post.
Like that.
Did that front tab pop out? Very bottom. Okay. Yeah, see that the three mounting holes for this that mount this to the skeleton that you can see from the top here.
Yep.
The one on the right, that one has to sit onto the post of the skeleton. And if it doesn't, I think this is what a lot of people run into. They don't get that seated all the way onto the skeleton correctly. It'll cause a gap, but at the front around the torpedo launcher, and you'll get light coming out of there.
You push that in.
It'll you'll push down on it. You push down on it, and it'll snap right onto that post. It's weird. It's a weird treatment. I remember having to push that panel towards the top of the neck, like push it away from you down onto the surface, straight down, and you should get it to. You're basically sealing it really good against the ventral panel.
Yep.
And once it's on there, it'll stay on there by itself.
So you got to push down on it, don't you?
This way.
That sounded like it. Got it?
No, it's still coming off.
Yours might fit a little better than mine did, as long as the plastic post is sitting on top of that skeleton post, right?
Yep.
That they're aligned and it's seated all the way. You should be good.
That seems about right. So I get a screw in.
Okay, so now you need to use 3 BM screws to fit the panel in place.
What's the layer? That's clipping out.
Ah, right.
Yes.
So, No. See, I can see where it's going to go. We're kind of. It doesn't feel like it's going to push down. There you see it. I feel like this needs to come up. But I can see this bit here needs to go into there.
Yes.
So I keep missing that.
Once you get that aligned, everything else will fit.
Yeah.
So you got to push down or pull the skeleton up.
You got a wire trap down there. There you go.
Oh.
It's like you need 3 hands, right? You got 2 little tabs at the bottom that need to fit, then you got to try to get the thing on the post, and
because it's plastic, I don't want to push too hard on it. Come on.
and if it seems too difficult, there might be a wire trap somewhere or something. Just make sure you're not pinching a wire. That, like those bottom wires, the wires that are far away from you for this panel, you could tuck those like inside the neck, just so they're out of the way.
Yeah, push them in to the holes they're
You
coming
can, yeah. You can tuck them underneath the ventral, just as long as they're down inside that hole. That way, you're not trying to pinch a wire somewhere that's maybe causing it not to sit right.
And we've got Sprue and Glue saying, I love this build.
Good
evening, Sprue and Glue.
Hi, Sprue and Glue.
It's a build you need a lot of patience with.
You're doing all right, Danno.
You're not lining up.
No. I'm sorry if I'm a bit more orange.
Remember the tab at the front as well.
Remember this, remember that. And he's like, oh, come on. Come on. Those. I'm gonna get it by the end of the night.
There's no rush, Danno.
Oh, no. Well, I've got to be up early tomorrow for work.
If you take longer and care about something, the better the model will be.
Yeah. Could I screw the back in to hold it into place and then push it from the front?
Yes, but be careful with these back 2 screws because the plastic's not super thick. If you over crank them, you'll crack that plastic. It'll still be fine. You won't be able to see it, but just make that kind of snug, because what's going to end up holding this panel in place is when you put the base back on. So just make these back 2 screws kind of snug, and then we can work on the front one.
Could we not put that other panel back on that will make that then align up, that side panel?
Are you talking about the base?
Yes.
No, because the base clamps this down onto this, and there's a ledge on that base that this panel fits into, and if you clamp that down, it's gonna not let you put that base on. I don't know if he can show you the ledge. There's a little ledge along that panel that this panel sits in. Okay. And if you were to clamp that down, you can't get this panel underneath the base. That's why you have to take it off.
I've got a little problem. This back screw hole, it's got paint or something in it.
Like flashing?
Yeah.
Just run your screwdriver in the hole. Just get the paint or something out of it, just to open the hole back up. It happens every once in a while.
There we go.
So I take it you have to take the base off again to put the other side panel in?
Yep. So just leave it off.
Yeah, I'm just going to say you might as well leave it off.
Yep. You might find, Danno, you might find with that back screw that it kind of goes in at an angle. At least on mine it did. But it should latch.
Yeah.
Because it's saying in the instructions to put it back on. Well, what's the point in putting it back on?
Just to take it off again?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
I don't know. You know what's funny? I saw there was a post that Eagle Moss put out that talked about they now have the official build guide, their official online build guide for the DeLorean. And it's all of my pictures and my text from my site. Which I think is going to confuse. Now, they asked me if they could. They asked me if they could use my pictures in the text. And I said, that's fine. That's fine. What I think is going to confuse the heck out of their customers, though, is that I modded the heck out of my DeLorean. Like, I painted the frame, I painted all the parts, I did lots of mods, and so they took out all my mods out of their little build guides, but the parts still are modded. So in the pictures, you have like the gray frame, and you have a titanium, brake caliper and things like that. That's not going to match the model that people are building. People are going to have a black frame. And they didn't mention that. Like, I smoked the clear parts of Mr. Fusion, right? And I also put Mike Lane's label on it, so it looks better. And filled in all they show my final result, and it shows the smoked top and the sides and the different graphics. And I think that's just going to confuse people. Because they didn't mention it. They should have said, hey, this is a build from one of our builders. They just made it sound like it was their own guide. And I'm like, okay.
I'm the same. I've modded the heck out of mine. Because I wanted to. I wanted a model I could do it with. But, if you compare, the flux capacitor and the Christmas tree I got from Model Mods, if people are seeing them pictures, they're going to be very disappointed with what they actually do get.
Yeah, well, imagine when they get to, what is it? It's like stage 49 or something where you actually get the flux capacitor after you start building the interior, and mine's not going to look anything like Eagle Moss's. Because I use Model Mods too, so I have no idea how they're going to get around that using this as the official build guide, because it's not a stock build. It's heavily modified. I painted pieces, I weathered things, I blacked out parts of the lighting, like the interior lighting, and it's going to be crazy.
Should be struggling with that, man. Is that the last bit?
Yeah.
We'll run tomorrow. At the weekend and have a look.
It has to be the weekend, yeah.
I just could imagine looking forward to what's coming next. You think, wow, that's a nice flux capacitor. And then you get what they actually send you from Eagle Moss.
No, and that's, I think, because they should have said something at the beginning of every one of those. They should have said that this is, they don't have to say me. They cut the watermark, the mybttfdelorean.com off the bottom of the pages, off the pictures, which I told them they could do. But I'm like, you're just going to confuse people. You probably should say this is a build of one of our builders of what this model's capable of.
Yeah.
Instead of saying this is what you're going to get out of the box, because people are going to be like, your official build guide has the frame gray, and I got a black one. They're going to cause themselves more trouble than I think they realize.
So our front bit got it.
Well, that's in there.
Don't worry, Danno. Don't worry about pushing really hard on that. That plastic will not break. Like, just get the tabs where they need to go, and then if you have to push straight down on that really hard to get that to pop on there, it'll be okay. I had to push pretty hard, harder than you think you're going to, but just put straight down on top of that post until it sits down on the skeleton. It feels like you're going to bend the panels. It feels like, but it'll pop on there.
Hey, that screw wasn't in properly, or there's no snap line, so that's weird. I've just screwed that screw in. I pushed down on it and it flinged off.
Probably because it's not screwed, it hasn't gripped.
Well, that's what I'm going for.
Yeah,
it's not going to grip until you get that panel in properly.
Yeah.
You've got to get that clipped in right.
How long does it take to walk to Danno's, Geordie?
I've just not long been in the shower, so
Fantasy.
all I can see is I'll pop a run at the weekend and
It's this one here, the butcher.
put some weight on it and push it.
I'm pushing it on me weight on now.
Thank goodness for Ian's mat.
Yep.
To tell you the truth, the mat could be causing the problem.
Could it? Do you think should?
Because it's a spongy surface and it might be, you might want to be on a harder surface.
Well, we'll give that a go. It might. Well, the table should be strong enough.
Just put something down, like even just a magazine, just to protect because what'll happen, I ended up sliding my battle section head all around my table, even though I have a cutting mat. Yeah. I slid it all around and it left marks on the back of that phaser strip, the one across the nose. So just make sure you put something down.
I'm just trying to think. As I say, the mat might be a bit too spongy and it's not letting it.
Yep, you might be onto something.
I got some of that rubber matting from Pound Shop. It does the job brilliantly.
Right, let's give it another
now
shot.
See if you can put some force on that and pop that down.
Use the forcing one.
Not to run around.
See?
Yeah.
Sound like it popped right into place.
Yeah.
Be really careful. Get that screw in.
And make sure that it looks like your front tab is seated. Okay.
See, it was the whole mat's good, but it was when you putting the weight on that model.
Told you I wasn't going to give up. I would have been here all night. Just went to work in the morning.
You got you to a 5:15 in the morning, didn't you?
Yep.
Thank God I would start that past 12. Glad I didn't start that early. Might finish not long after that. There you go.
There we go.
Oh, that's struggling in it. And I just thought, when he's pressing on that mat, the cushion.
Just double check they're all nice and tight, Danno, as well, because I don't want that popping out. I'm sure they are, but just.
As I say, just be careful on the back one so you don't crack.
That's it.
Yeah, the back two are the ones that'll tend to crack if you tighten them too much. But again, these three screws are really just to align that panel. That base plate is going to hold that panel and those panels really tight.
So I quickly put this on. I'm not going to screw it on, but those. Have I got this the right way?
It's up to you. I mean, you could just put a few turns on them if you just want to keep the screws together. If it's going to be sat for 2 weeks, you could.
Was that the last step of the stage?
So all you've got to do now is test the lights. So turn your switch on.
Trouble is, the switch is not good. The flash that went on.
Yeah, they went on.
Yeah, I've got to go along and solder the switch for them.
No, I'm not getting a connection now. But yeah, we're kind of did it go on.
Didn't mess about with that because I'm going to try and solder it.
What happened? Did you lose a wire on the switch or something?
Yeah. Came off.
And I'm just learned I'm not the best to solder, so
like we said, I'm going to just put these screws back in here just to keep them all safe.
Okay, well, Mario says, good show, well done. And Dave Matt Build says, great work, Danno, well done.
Thank you.
yeah, I put them so far in because you didn't want to lose the threads on them.
No, you don't want it to happen
I'm just putting them in till I feel the bait, and then I kind of stop.
Because I say the more you screw them in and out, the bloody.
Yeah, it's just to keep them together so you know what screws are in it and stuff. And
I think I've lost one of the screws from the top. Yeah. What screw was it at the top? It'd be a BM, won't it?
Yep.
No, well, I've got a spare one here, so I can go straight in.
Yeah, loosen the BM screws.
And that's what she looks like.
Nice work.
nice, yeah.
Really nice.
Brilliant.
Well done, Danno.
Okay.
Now take it apart and resin all those windows.
Oh dear. Let's get your home on screen.
Yeah, it's kind of cool that I'm building 2 of them. So I'm really curious, because one's just a stock build. So the other one, I'm curious to, when I'm finished, to put the 2 of them side by side, take some pictures or some video or something. It's gonna be interesting.
All right.
So you can have all this still on the other side.
Yep. So that's another.
Is that then the Cobra neck finished?
We've got obviously the side panels to do on this, and then we've got the light to put in on us, and we've got the thing to go, like a stickers to go on as well.
Awesome.
So many issues is it not?
140 issues for the Enterprise, do?
So you're not even halfway through.
Well, that was 9, which is complete. And I've got 3 more issues here.
I think you don't finish the neck until 42. The next few issues are all building more panels, like the saucer panels. Because you get the final like screw cover, whole little plastic screw cover, whole tab things that cover all those neck holes. Those come in 42.
Yep. Which is basically
and then I think actually, then you get some. There's like side pieces that say where they say Enterprise, and I think you get those in 44. So the neck will actually be done in 44.
Just trying to find out how many issues this is.
Oh, I have that on my just main build page. I think it's 140. 120. Sorry.
120.
But is that 120 stages or 120?
Yes.
Like,
It's 120 stages. It is 31 issues.
And I'll just go.
And the you know what the real discussion should be is Eagle Moss loves to put extensions on things, right? Like the DeLorean, you get the Back to the Future 2 and 3 parts. The Eleanor is supposed to have like a garage lift. Are they going to do one for the Enterprise? And what will it be? Would they do the all good things with like the third nacelle and the big huge photon torpedo launcher under it and the laser cannons all over the place? Will it be like the Utopia Planitia Starbase? Like the build gantry? What do you think?
Well, everybody's rumoured that Eagle Moss are going to turn around and say with the Ecto 1, right, now you have the option to build the Ecto 1 to what it was in Ghostbusters 2.
The 1A? Yep.
Yeah.
Are you been getting the little what they call the gifts that they give you, but what you're going to buy?
What with the Ecto 1?
No.
With the Enterprise. But I've got the ships and stuff.
The shuttles.
Yeah. The next one's a book.
Yeah, I got charged for the book, but I never got the email saying a book was coming.
Did you get the shuttles, Todd?
I did. Yep. I wrote up articles on them too. They're on the site. And I wrote up a pretty glaring, not very nice article about the base, how terrible it was.
Oh dear.
I may work with their marketing team, but I told them in the very beginning, I said, I'm going to be honest no matter what. So you send me crap, you're going to be told you have crap.
Yeah, he showed us our base this morning as his flip.
Shall I show them this?
Yeah.
Shall I get it out?
Yeah, sure.
The shuttles are actually really cool. Are you getting the base? The shuttles aren't bad. They're bigger than the ones you would get like with like Starship's collection.
Mm-hmm.
They're not bad, and you get a captain's yacht, and most people never get to see the captain's yacht.
No.
That's normally on the bottom of the saucer, right? Does anybody know the name of the captain's yacht? That ship actually is named.
No.
It is the Calypso.
Ah, yes.
Right. So you get this. Can you put it on full screen?
Yeah. 2 secs. There we go.
So you get this to wrap around it. And this is the tripod.
Looks like a camera tripod.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's huge.
So
If you extend those legs out long enough to be where the Enterprise is not 3 feet off the ground, if you extend them out, it's like a 28-inch footprint. Like, what shelf are you going to put that on?
yeah, have to look.
Like, it's somebody's going to walk by and hit that, your Enterprise is going to go tumbling to the floor.
Yeah.
Oh, in there.
But that's what it looks like next to me.
Yep.
Good.
And then the rod, even better, is the rod that's on top. It's just an aluminum 15 by 15 mil square rod. It's riveted into that tube, so it doesn't spin. So if like you want to rotate the model because the legs need to stay in one place because where you're putting it,
yep.
you're forced to move the entire thing to rotate the model to a certain position.
No, this actually comes off.
Uh-oh. Is your rivet not in? There should be a rivet holding that to the metal.
It's a screw fit. It's basically being a fit like one.
Oh, okay, good. I never took mine apart. God, that's even worse. That means it is a camera tripod.
Yeah.
That means it's a 1/4-inch standard threaded mount.
Yep.
Excellent.
Yeah, if you're trying to, that's even worse because this will turn and it'll fall off.
Yeah. So you rotate it around enough times to display it, just falls off.
Yeah.
I can see Danno with that under his arm next time he's out.
Tell off, Danny. I've got another camera tripod for low stuff.
Yeah.
I wonder if that means that you could get a baby tripod, a nice short tripod, and just replace the square peg.
I've got a mic stand that's 10 times better than that.
Yeah.
I could actually unscrew that, put that on my stand and work.
There you go.
It's high out as well.
See, since I'm doing it custom, I gotta get a hollow tube, right? Because I gotta run wiring up it, so I gotta replace it anyway. But it's that's good. I never took mine apart that far, so.
I'm really surprised they've done it like that. Them threads are going to wear out over time, and then one day you're going to hear a massive crash, and your Enterprise is going to be on the floor.
Yeah, if you keep turning them threads. But what's going to happen is them threads are meant to be locked.
Yes.
It's really, they're just screwed it on. What'll happen, people will think, you can turn the Enterprise lights out, and they'll turn it up too much, and they'll just go.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the upsell, so you buy the premium base with all the lighting.
So is that now when you take that out, is that a load down a camera thingy fitting so I can put a what you call it up, then have a small camera tripod?
There you go.
Yes. Yeah.
So we can mount the camera low.
You ain't got a stand anymore. Geordie's having it for his camera.
Yeah, I'll buy you what you call that fits on the top, then the camera will fit on it. Camera mount.
See, now I'm gonna have to go update my article on it because I didn't know that was there, and now I'm gonna have to take it apart, take pictures of that, and say, hey, you can use any damn tripod you want.
Well, we're just giving him more work to do.
Thanks.
All you've got to do is just buy a mount. That because you can buy the mount separate. Because you can buy a good professional tripod without the mount, and then you just buy the mount. So all you got to do is buy a mount. Then you put a camera on that and have a low tripod for when you're doing low work.
Yeah.
I bet you they make adapters that like a mic stand, the weighted base, the round base of a mic stand that's weighted, and it has a I don't know, it's about a 5/8 inch or 25 millimeter, 20 millimeter threaded hole, right, for the pipe. I wonder if they make an adapter that fits in that gives you the 1/4 inch thread on top, and you use it as just like a huge weighted base, and then you just throw your model on it.
No, I wouldn't want that stand. I wouldn't want that motor stand on something like that.
No.
As you see, a wall mount or something would be better.
And I think we look better because obviously it's a thing that flies. You want it up a height to make it look like it's flying. I don't think that wouldn't give that same effect. That's why I want a metal plate behind the wall mounting bracket. So
I think it only ever landed when it crashed. It never landed. It wasn't like Voyager that could land on a planet.
No.
But what I still don't understand is all them lifeboats. Why didn't they just get into the lifeboats and abandon the ship? Why did they have to go through the long process of separating the saucer section?
To
make these programs more dramatic, Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I think Eagle Moss makes things more complicated because if they made it too simple, if the whole model was a top piece and a bottom piece, how would you get 140 issues out of it, right? So they add a bunch of little steps here and there to get the 140 issues because, as with most part works, you're buying the magazine, the model's free. So it's the models to make you keep buying the magazines until they run out of magazines. It's the carrot on a stick.
Well, if you're watching the likes of me and Christy and Anton who are doing the Eddie stuff on build, that's 140 issue and the bloody bits you're getting with it. Flip it now.
Yeah. It's like the Eleanor, right? I get like one piece.
Yeah.
The DB5 was the worst. The DB5. You get like one headlight and you don't use it for 4 issues.
Yeah. Yeah, I built a DB5 for me soon.
Like I did an Amazon search for a wall camera mount and there's a ton of them. There's a ton of them where you can mount something to the wall and it's got that little 1/8 inch, and I think it's NPT. I think threaded thing. You put the post on that.
Yeah.
This has to be strong enough. Something that'll support the weight.
I'm building the Dodge. As I say, I'm building the Dodge, and that's about 3 issues ahead of the Eddie Snowboard truck. And there's a lot more to the Dodge. It's got it's everything. It's got its full engine built, most of the chassis built. I've just finished putting the exhaust system in.
The Dodge is a great build. That Charger is actually a pretty good. I like that build. It was fun.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's a nice.
The paintwork was phenomenal. By far the best paint I ever saw on a model was that Charger.
I haven't getting up to doing the bodywork yet, because I'm only up to issue 34 on it.
Nice.
I'm building that for my son. And my next build I'm hoping to do, if my son will get it, because I'm not a car builder, but he's the car collector. I'm all into buses and trucks. The Batman 1960s, Batmobile 1960s.
If Eager Moss ever brings it out, right? They've delayed it. This is, I think, like the 4th time. It sure feels like a licensing issue that it drags on so long.
Because isn't Horse Shetler bringing out the other one, the Tumble one?
Yep. I would be interested in the Tumbler. We'll see if Agora will pick it up. Agora has a pretty good relationship with Hachette. That's how they got the Titanic and the Miura. So I'm curious if they'll bring out the Tumbler in the U.S. because I might spin up another website for that. Yeah. I see Alex. He's sitting there showing off with his bus in the back. It's all lit up and blinking.
That I haven't got any of the circuit board in yet.
Oh,
that's just as it was working before.
But now you have Bluetooth.
Yeah, I'm still very undecided about the whole thing. I mean, I know I've got a lot of people waiting for it, but it's just an absolute nightmare. Like trying to get everything to fit in there. I'm not happy with the app for the iPhone, so I need to make my own app really, and that's. So at the moment, I'm just having a break. I can't get the circuit board to work on that fritzing thing. So at the moment, I've just taken a step back from it because it was
that's what you need. Step back, think about it.
It's there, but there's still stuff that needs doing, and it's just like, and I can't ship it with an app like that for iPhone because it's just a nightmare. So until I've tried to, I'm either going to have to wait for a better app to be released by someone or make my own. And I have tried to make my own, and it's.
Good night, D. Everybody say good night.
No, D. Good night, D.
Night, D.
Yeah, I'll bring up the last bits of chat. So D. Harris says, "Great job, Danno. Awkward panels as usual. See you next time." And then D says, "Good night, Mark, Alex, Dave, and Todd." So yeah, good night, D.
Yeah, night, D. We'll see.
Probably take to close the show, dude.
There is one thing I would need to do to this before we go, but I don't know how I'll go about it. Is put a speaker in it, or put it some kind of speak with the sound of like the bridge before the action that goes on the bridge and people talking and stuff like that.
So I just made some 3D mounts that fit inside the saucer that will hold a DF player, an Arduino, and 2 speakers. That's what I'm using for mine. The only problem is it takes up the space where the PCB boards are, right? Because I replaced all my lighting, so it's not going to fit if you're using the stock boards.
Yeah, I was just thinking about how maybe something on the outside. If I'm wall mounting it,
right?
Have it like out on the outside where you can maybe have it as centered or like a more control or something where I can just turn it on. And it'd be like in some kind of box or something like that.
Ian's done a sound card for it.
Yeah.
So,
fit into it, does it?
I think it can be external, but it's a bit like the sound card I did for the Spitfire from the X-Wing. But yeah, I'm sure he's got a sound card for the Enterprise.
Maybe if I could get it and get the badge and actually have it in the badge, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then it's covered. I can have the badge on the wall, plugged in, and then I can just use the remote control to change the sound when it lights up. Just like an extra thing.
Something to think about.
Yeah, maybe.
Right. We've got D Harris saying at Dave Matt Builds, good night, mate. And we've got D Harris saying at Yorkshire Crafter and at Crafty Chris, good night, both.
Right. I think the two ones to say their goodbyes first.
I'll go first. It's a good night from me. Thanks everybody for tuning in tonight and sticking with it. Well done, Danno. We know these things aren't easy, and I'll catch you on the next one.
Yeah, I'll go next. Go and click on to me. And good night for me. Thank you for joining Danno tonight. It's been a very interesting build. Don't forget to put a thumbs up and subscribe. So, good night from me.
Awesome. Yeah, good night, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Good work, Danno. It was a bit trying, that one, but yeah, it's you got there and it's all good and it works. We saw it flash briefly, but hopefully you'll have that switch sorted in no time, and we'll be ready to carry on next time we're on. So please like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you on the next stream.
And talk next.
Oh, I'm just a visitor. But you got it done. That's good. Awesome work. So, and
yep.
I guess I'll see you guys at the next one if I'm around.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Just to close down. We'll have a chat at the end. Yeah, that was a good build tonight. I kind of pushed my patience a little bit there, but enjoying it still. So until next time, see you later.
Awesome. Yeah, see you later.
Good night.